Welcome to my garden, take 2. We're on the evening tour this year. First I'm going to point out the asparagus, which is done. These are all asparagus fronds. This is what happens to asparagus when it grows up. We had a very nice asparagus harvest this year, and I cut it a little bit short because we got asparagus beetles, and I really wanted to get rid of them early. But this is asparagus. And down in the bottom are little tiny asparagus volunteers, and they hopefully will come up as asparagus one day. Here's my asparagus pyramid, my strawberry pyramid. These are everbearings, so there'll be strawberries in there this fall as well. These are not everbearing strawberries. These are early glows, and I call these my Mary's berries because these are the ones my mom always raised. And down beyond this patch is another patch of them that I planted this spring, so those will be ready to pick next year. I'm really debating whether I'll raise any strawberries next year. Meanwhile, the blueberries are doing brilliant. Those are the ones I planted 2 years ago. These are the ones I planted last year. And you can see how heavy they're set. So that's a good sign. And these are only a year old. So once they get to be real bushes, they'll look beautiful. Here are the snow peas. My peas last year were about this tall. This year they haven't done as well, and I've blamed it on many things other than myself, including seeds and too much water and not enough sunlight, all that kind of stuff. Then this is my lettuce, the first seed lettuce that I planted, and it has produced really nicely. There's a third planting of radishes, some new spinaches coming on. Here are the beet greens and radishes that are starting to kind of bolt, but hopefully we'll get a few more. Those are Blue Lakes bush beans. That is mucilin, and that's really a nice mix to put in with regular lettuce. It's very nutritionally dense, but it's kind of spicy. Then there's another later planting of bush beans and some of my onions. One of my projects this year was to put some of my tomatoes, and these are all my non-heirloom tomatoes. And I've tried putting them in barrels this year to see if I can cut down on early and late blight. This is kale, and I'm just starting to pick a little bit of kale. There's some of my plant lettuce. This is a favorite among my CSA customers. Beyond the plant lettuce are yellow squash and sunflower. Back in the corner are my pole beans. And here is one of my big projects for this year. This is buckwheat, and it's a, excuse me, it's a really good green manure kind of thing. And pretty soon now that it is flowered out, I'll chop it all up and turn it back into the soil. Here we have peppers, several different kinds. I lost some of my peppers to frost this year. I was sort of ineffective in getting them all covered. There's some carrots. They're trying to tough it out. And these are my very good friend Patty, wants me to raise watermelon radishes, but I'm not having much luck. The plants are ginormous, but the radishes not so much. I have cucumbers over there, and then some later Swiss chard from my friend. This is zucchini and yellow squash. They're all doing quite well. It needs to get a little bit warmer because there's little tiny zucchinis and yellow squashes in there, but they're just not getting big. As you can see, they're hidden in there, just tiny people. But hopefully the weather will get warm and off we'll go. Here is this is plant Swiss chard, and it came on very, very nicely. But I've had a little bit of this, and I think this is kind of like a blight or something. I'm not exactly sure, but probably related to all the rain we're having. And these are my heirloom tomatoes, and I raised all of these from seed. So I'm really excited to see how they turn out. Each is a different kind. I can't rattle them all off because I can't remember where I planted what, but hopefully they'll all work out. And heirlooms seem to do better in combating blight. Then over in the corner is my little patch of black raspberries, and those were just planted this year, and they have taken very nicely. So I'm hoping to be able to be picking black raspberries in the next year or so. And I think that's it. And here's the view I get to see every day when I work in my garden. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video.